everybody, welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working on our nature journal. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We are live on Facebook. If you're watching this later on YouTube, it's probably a replay. Well, it's definitely a replay. Let's see, I'm going to get you guys pulled up so I can see the chat on here. Pulling this up. All right, there's one. There's one. All right, hopefully they will cooperate and stay up. All right, so we're working on our nature journal. Tonight we're going to do a couple little things, some ephemera type tags and a flippy floppy envelope pocket thingy. Using a junk mail envelope. So we're going to try that, and it should be fun. It'll take a while. I'll probably be on here for the full 2 hours. So, you know, if you're catching me on replay, you can just fast forward through anything you don't want to watch. Sometimes it gets long. All right, guys, so let me get this camera up top. I'm waiting to get a couple of people say hi. Make sure my volume's okay. Let me check that. I think it's okay. Y'all let me know. I haven't seen anybody say hi yet, but I see 4 people, so I think we are good. Just want to make sure before I flip this up. Okay, Lori says hi. All right, good. So let's go ahead and get this camera flipped up top so we can get started. Okay, 1 second. Wrong way. That looks good. I'm going to zoom just a tiny bit. I don't want to zoom too much because I'll forget. Try that much. It's way out of focus. Nope. Did that do it? I can never tell because unfortunately I have to stand on my stool when my tripod is way up in the air, and I can only see it from about 2 inches away, and I can't see nothing from 2 inches away. So it's always a challenge to tell if it's in focus. I was watching the replay of the last one. It was like, it was totally in focus, but I didn't think it was. Hey, Christina from Arkansas. Oh, thank you. What do I do with them? I sell them. This one happens to be a commission. This one's already sold. I put them on my I've got like a art page, and I sell them. Some I keep. Depends on how attached I get to them. But the idea is to sell them. So tonight, we are going to do, like I said, some ephemera and a flippy floppy tag thingy. It's got a weird title. I saw it on a couple of different people did it. Sevenplaza did it, and Camelia Crafts Designs did it. And I think they're calling it 7 pocket envelope belly band with flips and flaps. It's like, okay, that's crazy. But it's fun. I think it'll be a nice addition to this journal, so we're going to make one of those. But I do have a couple of very simple things. I went ahead and embossed this. It wasn't embossed before. I did put some embossing on it. And I just did that off camera. I'm going to have to decide what pages I want things on. So I have one that's got some greens, and I have one that's got yellows. Where'd it go? I'm trying to find it. I think it's yellow. Oh, did I lose it already? I try to have everything ready, guys. I really do. Y'all know how well that goes. Oh, there it is. Yellows and browns. I want to find a spot for this. So let me look through these. I'm going to just pull this aside. We don't need it. And as far as, Christine, if you're asking what you do with them, you journal in them or you look at them. Some people like to journal, so there's lots of places you can journal in them and just write little notes or keep little memorabilia and stuff like that. I'm assuming you know. Technically, junk journals that I do, we'll say they're 20% junk journals for the most part. I do use some junk. I try to use some. But I don't use all junk. Some of it's papers and digitals and ephemera that I buy. So I can't technically call it a junk journal, although I do. Went ahead and just put a backing on these tags. I used that embossed paper that I made the other day. So those are all in their little pockets now. So let's see, where do I want to put this guy? This is very similar feel to this, except it's got one of my paintings in it. And we're going to put some papers in there. But this is quick and easy. Oh, that's pretty. That might be a good spot for it. I've been wondering what to stick there, so that's probably a good spot for it. All right, let's do that. So I've got my papers ready for this. Somewhere. There they are. So I just did this, I think I did this on camera mostly. And then I sewed around it, I think, off camera. And it's just a piece of vellum that has been printed on. And I'm going to just put these. These are grid paper with some stenciling on it with some distress inks, I think. I think that's what I used. I just wanted to keep it light enough that you could still write on it. So we're going to put that in here and just make this a little journaling spot. Lots of journaling spots. I hope you're wanting to journal, Dawn. I'm giving you lots of journaling spots. You could also just stick a photo on them. If you didn't want to write anything, you could put a photo. So we're going to put that in there. And I liked the bright color because it really makes this sunflower pop with that brightness behind it. I'll show it to you up close. Well, maybe my light's not cooperating. There you go. All right, so we're going to stick a pocket or something. How are we going to hold this in? I don't know if I want a pocket. I might just do a very narrow belly band. So I don't think I want to pocket it. I could also just glue it on there. But I like the idea of being able to pull it out. I think I'll just put some sort of a really narrow belly band. So let's see what I can find. I know I had a little piece of cardstock that I had done some stenciling of a beehive on. Do you think I can find it? Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm going to search for a minute. Try not to search too long because it took up too much time trying to find stuff. I should have probably figured out what I was going to put on at first, but I didn't. So, you know, it is what it is. I know it's in, I'm pretty sure it's in this batch. I'm looking through that big shoebox that I've been pulling out of. I feel like it was in here. I know it's not invisible. All right. I don't think it's there. It's got to be here, guys. This is on my table. I think it would be perfect, so I really want to use it. Let me see. I'm just going to stick this over here so I'm not just doing everything off camera. And I know that I'm zoomed way too far in, so let me see if I... Whoa, wrong way. Wrong direction. All right, let me get this water out of my way. Water, you got to go somewhere else. Try not to trip on it. Okay, let's see if I can find this thing. It's just a little piece of brown paper. No, it's in here. I'm 90% sure it's in here. Of course it won't be. I feel like this is where I stuck it. You wouldn't think it'd be so hard to find something. And I'm relatively organized, y'all know. Relatively. I don't want to use that. Gosh, I know what's in here. Too much stuff. Not there, not there. If I have to, I will just cut a little piece of something else and stick there, because I wanted it narrow. And I feel like the design on this was good. And I can't make another one because it's not that type of a stencil. It was a caricature stencil, which aren't really stencils per se. Come on, it's in here. It's gonna be the last thing on you. I'm not seeing it. I am really not seeing it. Okay. No, I am not seeing it. That means I don't know where it is. Okay. Darn. Because I really wanted to use that. Huh. Okay. I guess it's just not there. I thought it was. That means it's probably in my scraps. And my scraps are a mess. Guys, I have so many scraps laying around this house. It's not on the table. You think it's in here? I'm going to look for just a minute, and if I can't find it, I'll give up. Could just use one of these. Maybe. Aha! There it is. I knew I had it somewhere. Okay, I'm going to use this. Cut it a little bit narrower, but I think that'll work good. Alright, yeah, that'll work. Cutting, let's see. We're just going to make a little belly band to stick in there. Maybe 3 of these. We'll just do 3, kind of, sort of. We'll do 3 and a fraction. Let me think about how to... There's no way to cut it perfectly, so we'll just do almost... I'm going to get the little tips of that, I think. We'll try something. I don't know. We'll see if it works. I'll do that, and then... Maybe... I don't want to go super wide, so I'm trying to keep it real narrow. Maybe about... Does it look straight? Kind of, sort of. It's always hard to get that edge like that. Alright, we're just going to do that. I think that'll work. And this is cardstock. What's on the other side of this? Anything yet? Nope. Nothing on the other side. Okay. Alright, just a fraction off of there. Hey Nancy. Hey Dorothy. Okay. I'm just going to look at how it looks. I think that'll be alright. I could put it on, I'm debating on putting it on this side, only because it's a thicker paper. This is just a coffee, not even a coffee dyed. It's just a piece of copy paper, but this is cardstock, so I think I'll put it on this side. Yeah, I already got something on the other side of this, so we're going to put it over here. So I think about just right there will work. Do I need to ink it or anything? Not necessarily. Yeah, nah, we won't. Thought about putting it in with a... I could not going to put anything on the other side. I'm just going to glue it. I'll put a decent, whoops, how long that's been open. Probably way too long. Put a decent amount of glue on here because it is kind of thicker. Okay. Try to get it somewhat centered. I'm glad you like the sunflower, Nancy. I'm so glad you're enjoying that. It was one of my favorite paintings too. All right, there we go. That'll work nicely. Simple, but effective. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to do, I have these watercolor things that I was doing. I'm not going to use this one because I ended up not liking the way the outside was. But I did some more. These are from the digitals I showed you last time, which was called, let me tell you so you know. It is Digital Wildflowers, Herbs, and Botanical Pages. No. It is not that one. It is, I think it's the 1888 Garden Forest News, because it had some newsprint with it too. And then the flowers are on the other side. That's that one. And it's by AllureBooksCraft. Okay, so I wanted to do these. They're going to be really pretty on this green paper. But I'm going to watercolor one of these in front of y'all so that you can see it done. I have to debate this one, or I already did this one. So not that one, or this one. Not the bird. Well, I could do the bird, but no, we're not doing the bird. I think we'll go with this rose hips. So I want to show y'all how to watercolor these. It's very simple, but I'll show you anyway. And then I've got some backing paper that'll look pretty. And these will go in pockets probably. This is the ephemera portion of tonight's thing. I could possibly put one somewhere like that. I'll figure out where they go later. Right now we're just going to make them. I could even turn that into a little tuck if I wanted. I'm sure I have lots of green pages I can use. I've added a little bee. Look at this little bee. This is my handmade paper. And Essential Stencil has some transfers right now with bees. Look how real that looks. Because it's bumpy in my vision, because it's bumpy, it gives the bee a little bit of a curve and it looks like you could touch it. I was just like, oh wow, that really turned out cute. And I just stuck them on a flower. It's a rub-on. Let's see. Would they fit? No, they're going to be too big for there, I think. Especially once I get the backing on. They'll be too wide. Something like that would look good there, though. Alright, I'll figure out where to put them, but we're going to watercolor this real fast so I can get on to the next thing, because I have a lot of things I wanted to do. I put my lid on before my glue dries out. Alright, so watercoloring digitals. And I did make a quick little story type video, you know, the little shorts. 1, 2, I got 3 of these. But I haven't posted it yet. I'll post it probably tonight. Alright, so we've got our Kimberly's watercolor pencils. You could use watercolors or watercolor pencils. I like the watercolor pencils because they don't use much water, and then my card doesn't get all warpy. And because this is just cardstock, I tried putting a watercolor piece of paper through my printer. It did not work. My printer said, nope, you are not doing that. So that didn't work. I don't know if I need this, but I'm gonna stick it there. I do need water though. I'm gonna move these because I'm gonna get them wet surely. I need water. Try not to make a mess. And I need a cloth. We'll just use a paper towel. Okay. All right. So this is rose hips. Rosa Nutkana. It has pink flowers with a yellow center, light green leaves, and the red fruit, also called hips, are, these little things are red. So I did a little research, looked it up first so that I knew what I was doing, so that I could get things the right colors. So we're going to color this little guy red. You just dip a paintbrush, roll off the extra water. It just needs to be damp. I'm going to try to keep that little white area in there. Let me just take some of that off and start from the middle. Just keep it a little bit lighter on the center for a highlight. Okay, and then what did I say? What color were the flowers? Pink. So pink flowers, which we'll just use this red. I don't have pink. I have purple. I don't have pink. Well, you know, I do have 2 boxes. I don't think the other box has pink. Let me just double check. Hold on, let's see if my mic will reach. Let's see what colors are in here. These are Reeves watercolor pencils. Don't know if there's a pink in here or not. No, looks like just a red as well. There is a white though. I'll pull that white out. I'm missing half of these. All right, let's try to make a pink. So we'll throw a little bit of white down. Can't remember exactly if there's more white toward the center or anything. Sometimes there is. I'm just going to put a little bit of white and then this red. And you don't have to be absolutely perfect with your drawing of this. Let me zoom in. Oh, there it goes. Hope that wasn't that way for long. Every now and then it does that. All right, am I focused? I think it's focused. Okay. Y'all yell if I don't forget to zoom back out. But you don't have to be absolutely. That's a little red one there. A little fruit already forming on that one. Let's see if we can do this and make it look pink. I do have pink watercolors, but I don't want to get them out. I just find this much easier. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting this on here exact because we don't need to take that long to do it. All right, and then a little bit of water. And we're just going to blend that a little bit out. This is an inkjet and not a laser print, so my blacks will come off a little bit. As long as I don't work them too much, it's usually not an issue. But they do fade a little bit because I don't have a laser printer. And inkjets, as most of you should know, they are not permanent. They are affected by water. It's kind of pink. What is those? There's one, there's one. But it's pretty easy to paint these. You don't got to be a great painter or anything. They're pretty forgiving. Put a little more color right there. I'm having a hard time seeing this close. But I'm pretty sure that was a petal and not a leaf. Pretty sure. All right. That's good. And then that is probably pinkish. Let's put a little bit of pink there. And I'm just hinting at color. I'm not trying to like do a super strong job with it. And we'll put some green. You could just color this with pencil. You don't have to make it watercolored. You can color them with just colored pencils and leave it at that. It would also be pretty. The watercolors do look different though, because they go on, they're smoother once you put water in them. Let's see, there's a leaf, there's a leaf, there's a leaf. We're going to assume that the branch is a green to a brown. I'll make that one thorn. There's a thorn. I'll make that brown, I think. Okay, this is probably, well, it's probably dried, so technically it's probably brown. I don't have a picture in front of me of one, but that's why I wrote the description on the back, so that I would kind of get it accurate. And I'm not trying to be perfect in any mean. I don't want to take a ton of time. And any kind of a wash on these makes them really pretty, I think. Your water will go pretty far on a load of water on your brush because we're using so little water. And this brush happens to be a Bestie Bushy Round, but any kind of a round brush. You could even use the Essential Stencil, little stencil brushes to do this. They would work just fine. You know what I'm talking about? The tiny ones. They call them bridge brushes on their site. Those would work fine. I think there's a leaf in there. Just make sure that you do wipe your paintbrush, because if you don't, you're going to have a blob of water, and then it's going to make your card stock warp a little bit. Let's do that stem. Oh, we missed this one. But isn't it pretty? Such a simple thing. I think I'll do the stem. It might be green. We'll do green, but then I might go over it with some brown on the edge. I think I'll do the thorns brown. So let's do this center part green. I should try to do this green. A little more green there. There's a flower back there. I think I'm going to do pink. I didn't hit it. It's just a little pod. So we've got a little bit of green there. Probably should have put the brown down first. Ideally, you don't want to do it, your pencils on the wet paper, because it doesn't work quite as well. Where'd my brown go? Uh-oh. There it is. Totally stuck it in a different spot. I think that was a thorn. Put a little bit of brown there too. Maybe just a little there. I'll just darken up that little leaf. Hey, Angela. Just saw you popped on. Okay, that is good. So not too long, relatively easy. And it gives you a nice effect. Okay. All right, get the pencils out of the way. brush out of the way. Okay. So we're going to, this is probably already dry. Yep. We're going to attach these to a backing paper just because I think that'll look prettier. I don't think I want to round them. I don't know. Let me think about it. Should I round them? They are very pretty when you round them. I kind of like them both ways. I'll round it. Why not? If I can find my rounder. Am I still in focus? I think I am. So, if you round the inside when you're putting a backer on, you should also round the back, because otherwise you lay it down, it doesn't look correct if you don't do both. Should be able to get this on here pretty fast, and then we'll jump over to our next project, which is going to be the envelope flippy flappy thing, which I have a feeling will take the entire rest of the lesson. When I did the white flowers on this, all I did was take a little bit of a light black and just made kind of a gray just to highlight it, and then most of it's not colored at all. But it's just got a little bit of gray through there. Alright, clean up the mess. I'm making confetti. Alright, so I'm going to do the back of these. I think I'm just going to use my art glitter. This writing on here, it was just for me to know what to paint it like. It has a little bit of description on the front, but it's not, it wasn't super detailed on the colors. But it does actually talk about it. That's crooked. So crooked. I think I can turn it. Oh well. Tiny bit crooked. Try to do better next time. I might ink the outside. I didn't ink the flower part. I could have. I don't know. I kind of like it just with the bright colors instead of inking this one. I think it works better. Sometimes I like to ink. Sometimes I don't. I guess you kind of have to play it by ear and decide if it's going to really look right with the design. Okay, let's try this again. See if I can do this. I'll try to do the line up this side this time. Oh, now I'm just too far that way. It's like sometimes you get just a second with art glitter. The art glitter glue dries so fast. It doesn't give you much playtime. But that is the nice thing about it, is it does dry fast, so you don't have to wait. Better on that one. Okay, there we go. So we got 4 or 3 journaling cards, I mean. And we will put those somewhere. If they feel like they're warping any, I might stick them under a book before, just to let them flatten out a little bit. But those are pretty. Okay, so that is that. Now let's jump to our flippy flappy envelope thingy. All right, this one's going to be challenging, but we're going to give it a shot. Oh, this isn't it. This is a different one. I'm going to do this one too, but probably not today. I have a plan for it, but it's not, I don't think it's going to be in my time allotment. All right, so what you need ideally is an envelope this size. So this is coffee dyed, but it needs to be approximately 6 by 9 with a window, ideally off to one side more than the other. Because, am I zoomed out all the way? No. I'm like, I can't even see my whole envelope. Because you're going to cut off part of this, and this needs to be ideally at least 2 inches. So the further over, the better, because you only need a 1/2 inch here, but you need like 2 inches here. So this is the best one I had in my stash of envelopes. This one will work. It'll be a little bit tighter, but I could do it with it. If you don't have a bigger one and you have some junk mail envelopes that are more like this, then you could just use 2 of them. And what you would do is part of it would be cut from this piece, and then the other part would be this whole piece. Okay, and that's where you would get your 2-inch piece. But they would need to be ideally the same. It's about 2 inches. So ideally the same color. If you're not going to do much to them, I'm going to put paper on mine because I don't have a really clean one. All of them have writing of some sort. So we're going to try this one and make it work. So let's see if I can explain this. Like I said, I saw it in 2 places. First time I saw it, I think, was Sevenplaza, and the second time was Camelia Crafts Designs. I'm sure it's probably been done even more than that, if I had to guess. But those are the ones I saw. So I made myself a little prototype so that I can hopefully not forget nothing and instructions, because it's a little bit complicated. But once you get your envelope, so mine happens to be open like this, and this piece is already glued down mostly. I'm going to be cutting off some of that, but not all of it. So I'm going to glue the rest of that down. Ideally, you want a piece that is, relatively solid and in good shape. Sometimes when I coffee dye these, all of these fall off. And then if you catch it while it's still wet, it'll glue back on. But if you don't happen to catch it, it won't. And then you'll have no piece there. But if you're covering with paper, it really doesn't matter. You can just cover over it. And I'm going to do a pieced together kind of collage on this, because it's just the easiest thing to do. And I think it will look good with what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to cut it first and then collage. Yeah. So step 1, get your envelope. Make sure it's all glued in one piece, basically. The size of the window isn't a huge deal as long as it's enough that you can get 2 pieces off of this section that will go across it and fold around the back like this, just a tiny bit. It doesn't even have to be that much, just enough. Okay, so it has to be long enough to cover that window, and then your edges. So I'm hoping that's long enough. I didn't measure it. This is a wide window. How long? Let me see how long that is. Hold on. It is 2 1/4. So I would need 2 1/4 plus probably about a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 2 1/4, 3 1/4, and a little bit. And I've got 9. I have 4 1/2. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right, I know there's a lot of math there. Don't mean to throw too much math at you. All right, so we're going to chop that down. Let me grab my guillotine because it's just a little bit easier. You can do it with your rotary cutter or whatever, some sort of a cutter, or just an X-Acto knife. But I'm loving having this. So, first thing I want to do is just chop off this part up here, just a sliver of it, because that's going to be the top pocket. So we need to get rid of that little sliver. So we're just going to chop off a teeny bit of it just to open it up. You could also just slide a envelope letter opener in there or a knife, but it's easier just to chop off a sliver. Okay, now I want to leave at least, say, enough to glue. You want to leave enough room to glue and your tag to still get in there. So I want to leave like a 1/2 inch on each side. So I'm just going to cut that off. I can't really measure that one, but I'm just going to guess. And then we'll see how, well, maybe I can measure it. Let me see. I can't see that ruler at all. Let me find a ruler I can actually read. Maybe this one. Is that about a 1/2 inch? 1/2 inch is, I think so. I think I can get that off of that side. I don't want to cut too much because I got to leave room to glue. So we're going to go there. If I mess up, I'm in trouble because it's the only one I have. Do I leave about a 1/2 inch? Exactly. Good. All right, so I'm going to do the same on this side. This one, I'm just going to mark it because it'll be easier. Where's my pencil? You don't have to be this exact, but it does, I think it helps. You try to get it kind of exact. I know I marked that on totally the wrong side, but I needed to measure from the window. I'm measuring from the window, and then hopefully that's at least 2 inches, which it should be. Yeah, it's like 2 1/4, so that's good. It needs to be at least 2 inches. 2 inches is kind of cutting it close, so we don't want to go any smaller than that because you need these to be big enough for your pockets. All right, so there we got that piece. Cut into my acetate. Okay, and we're going to cut this one in half. So I'm just going to make it easy and give it a little fold. This is going to end up being our pockets. So I got those 2 pieces, which we will be using later. This is trash, and this is what we're going to use. All right, so let me get this out of the way. Okay. All right, so next step. So for these little pieces that are your pockets, you want to find the top that's open, okay? And that's going to be the top loading of your pocket. And then you want to decide which one is going which direction. So I usually look at it and just kind of figure out if there's a piece like this that I don't really like that piece, I'm going to make that fold over the back. So it's not in my way, and then I'll cut off the rest and measure it to this, and then I'll look at this one and just make sure that's not going to be a problem, and decide. So this one has the opening there, so the opening has to be on top, and then we're going to close up. Let me use this side, I think. No, I'll use that side. This side just is a little bit better. So I might do, Yeah, I'll do it that way. Okay, so this one's going to go this way. And I am okay with that edge. So I'm just going to fold this edge over flush with my envelope. Okay, that's going to be my, we'll call it my right pocket. If you get confused, just put yourself a little R on the back. All right, this is going to be my left pocket. I don't know why that looks crooked. Sometimes that guillotine slides on me. I think it's crooked. I'm just going to clean it up. So I want that to be straight. Yeah, it's a little bit crooked. Just a tiny bit. I thought it looked crooked. There. Okay. So this is going to be my left one. So line that up on there. And then fold it over. And that's going to go there. Okay? And you can put a little L on there if you want. All right, so we've got those two pockets. Set that aside for right now. Put this there for just a second. All right, so we've done that, we've done that. We need to, I like to seal off my acetate. Because this is going to be the top load for the pocket. And what will happen is it'll snag on that piece of acetate and it won't go down. Although this one's glued on there really well. It might not snag. That one is actually the flushest I think I've ever seen a piece be. They got it right on the edge. So I don't even have to do this step, but I might just because. I might glue that down too. But typically, you have a little loose piece. And what happens is you go to put your tag in and it gets stuck in there and it won't go in. So what I do is I just cover that over. And you can just use a piece of masking tape. You can use, I'm just doing it just to show you really. Because honestly, that one's on there really good. Here, we'll do a whole length because I don't want it to show. So you can use a piece of paper and glue it on there, or you can just use a piece of tape. Tape is easier. And you just want to go all the way to the edge. Then you won't have any issue with it snagging on there. And just cut it off. Okay. And now there's nothing for my tag to snag on. So I find that's important anytime you're using one of these little acetate windows. Because it has definitely come back to get me in the end. So I'm going to cover this up because I could leave that. It's not hideous, but honestly, it's actually not bad. I might leave it. You can cover it or not cover it. Okay. I am going to cover the outside, but I'm thinking I might leave it. I'm going to see if this will peel off. I don't know if it will. I'll just glue it. I'll just glue that down. All right. So everything is glued. Everything's solid. Now you need a pocket at the bottom. Okay, so just take the bottom and decide where you want your pocket to end. I'm just going to end almost to that. I like to leave just a little bit there. And it can be as long as you want. If you want it to be like, where's your page? Let me find my page. Where did I put all my signatures? There they are. If you wanted your belly band to be longer, you know, fold it where you want to fold it. But because I'm putting a tag there, I don't want it to be all the way up here. And this is going to be a small belly band. It's not going to do much. So I can fold it right here and be good. That's a good spot for that size page. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So you fold that up, okay, Now we've got lots of pockets to think about. So this is right, this is left. So we're going to think about our little notches for our pockets, because if you don't put them in, well, actually I'm going to cover it with paper first, and then we'll talk about notches. Don't let me forget. Gosh, I'll forget. If you don't put your notches in before you glue it together, you'll never get them in there. It'll be too hard and you won't be able to do it. So make sure before you do any gluing of the parts together, you get your notches in there, okay? I have notes everywhere, guys, that say, make notches before closing. There's notes all around me, so I don't forget these things, because I sure enough will forget. I'm going to trim this just a little bit, because I don't really need that much on the back holding that down. You only need a little, so I'm just going to lessen the bulk, basically, and remove some of that. You just need enough to hold it. So like a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch tape on that is all you need. Okay, so we're going to debulk that a little bit too. Usually there's a second layer right there. See how there's another layer? So there's really 3 layers that I'm cutting off, and that usually will leave just the 2 layers. So it definitely helps pull out a little bit of that bulk by cutting that edge off. All right, so we're going to cover this with paper because I want to make it pretty. So I'm just taking that tape off. I missed that one edge. Oops. Now I got tape on the scissors again. All right, so I have that paper I printed the other day. Let me grab it. This and this and this. And I'm just grabbing some of these scraps. This is from our project on Wednesday. And all these little dictionary pages, and I have another one somewhere. I didn't grab it. That's fine. I could probably just use this one. It has like advertising pages. So dictionary and advertising pages is what we're going to use. And then I want something pretty right there, so I think I will use, it'll just be something that will show when we take out the tag. How big is that? I could just put one of these little birds. That might be good. Debating if I want to just do that or add something else prettier. Let's see. Try not to trip on things. I got so much in this room. Let's see. I have this one. And this one. Let's see if there's anything I like better. I might use the bird. I didn't put my lid back on. Hold on. For a dryer glue out. There we go. Okay. What is in here? Oh, I had this Lily of the Valley. I thought that might be pretty in there. So maybe the Lily of the Valley. Some birds. Because I haven't glued this down yet, I can stick things behind it and see what it looks like. And if you'd already glued it together, you wouldn't be able to do that. So I've got birds, more birds. The Lily of the Valley. I could even put the title on there. Maybe. It won't fit. It's too close to the top. What else do I have? Cicadas. And these are more colorful. Seeing how things fit. Blue jays aren't bad. They'll fit in there. Anything I don't use, I can use to make it the tag. So one will be the background, one will end up being a tag. And then I had this one. I thought about using this for the tag, but it would also be pretty as a background. Are you on, Dawn? I'm not sure if Dawn's watching. I assume you haven't fallen. I'm going to check my chat. Let me reload my chat because you know I'm not seeing half the chat. No, nobody said nothing yet. Okay. So here's my choices. This one's a little wide. I do like the bright colors. I think that's the only bird one I had printed out. Like I said, I didn't print out all of my things. So I've got this one. This one has a little bit of color to it, which is a good size for the tag because the size is just perfect for the tag because it really only comes to about here. It doesn't go all the way down because there's another pocket there. I think it will fit good. So maybe we'll use one of these others for a background. We'll stick with birds then. If I'm going to use that, let's just try to stick with birds. So we'll use one of these birds. Maybe this one. That one's not bad. That one or that one. I like them both. We'll do this one because it's got a little more room to it. So let me just cut that out real quick. So these pictures are from my 1400 clip art book. I don't remember what it's called exactly. Alright, so we'll put this one back here. So I gotta fit that to there. This we're gonna collage with. So all this, I think I'll just use all these different bird papers. We'll have it bird themed. Why not? Why not? So let's move the seeds and the other stuff over here. That will go for something else at some point. And we're gonna do this. All right, so first I'm gonna put this one in place because I wanted to get that first, and then we'll trim it. It just has to cover the window, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get it to be flush with the top so I don't have to worry about it snagging. I think I can. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. All right, so I think I'll glue it and then just trim it. It'll be the easiest thing to do. So I'm gonna glue this part, but I don't want glue where I don't need it, so I'm gonna mark it. I have a white pencil here somewhere. That's not it. All right, white pencil, where'd you go? There you are. All right, so we're flush there. So I want to stop my glue here. Okay. Like I said, if you have a decent inside to your envelope that you're using, you don't have to put anything on that window, but it is nice if there's a little surprise picture there, I think. Now let's see if I can line this up again. Hopefully I can remember where it goes. I'm just going to double check. The bird needs to be about right in the middle, so his little head. We're going to try to match the front. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim it from behind so you can get right on that edge. I'm a little bit off there. That's okay. I like doing these little things out of envelopes. They're fun. I think they're fun projects to But then you're doing more the true idea of a junk journal. You know, you're using some junk in it that you would have thrown away normally. Okay, so I want to cover. I'm not going to glue this just yet because I just want to make sure that I don't need it open for anything I'm doing. It's just easier that way. So I'm going to glue it last. And then I got to put my notches before I glue. Don't forget. This is going to be my tag. I'm going to keep that there. And then this is going to be covered. So this section in here, the only time you'll see is just when you're putting something in or out. So you don't really have to cover that. You need to cover this. You need to cover like this edge. And then anything on the little flippy floppy things, wherever they ran off to. I lost one. All right, where'd you go? Where did you go? Oh my goodness. Did I move it over here? I probably moved it over here with my pile of stuff. Hold on. Good. All right, so we're just going to add some of this dictionary pages. And honestly, I could just use the word parts. It doesn't even have to be the whole thing. But I'm going to cut it, I'm not going to tear it in a way that is not straight. I'm not going to do the normal tear. I'm going to use my ruler just because it's faster. But I'm still keeping them straight. And try to remember which ends up. So we're going to put this little piece here. So I'm just going to try to cut that off enough that I can get it in there. I'll trim the outside, but the inside's got to line up. I'm not going to worry about those rounding edges. It's not a big deal. Think that's straight? Here, let me get on my grid. Or it's definitely not going to be straight. Goodness, this is slippery on that side. I'm trying to use the flat side. All right, so I'm going to glue that there. And I'm going to come down just below. So let's just go ahead and glue it and we'll just collage it all together. I could ink it. I don't know if I really need to. I don't think it's necessary. Sometimes I don't know. I'm debating. It would definitely make the edges show up more, but I don't know if it's necessary. I don't know. It takes up so much time, guys. What did I just drop? Who knows? I dropped something. I'm going to ink it. Is that vintage? No, that's walnut. Alright, we'll ink it. Hopefully it won't take me too long. It'll look very different if I ink it than if I don't. Alright, so we're going to glue that there. I'm going to just try not to get that bottom piece because I don't want to glue that down yet. Now, I'm not going to worry about that rounded edge, guys. I'm just going to get close to it. Honestly, it's got a nice coffee dyed color there that if it shows any, it really doesn't matter, especially using coffee dyed type pages on it. It does make it really easy to blend it in. Oops, I didn't go. Well, how far is that pocket? Yeah, I don't even need to go that far. Yeah, we'll just tear that off. Okay. Okay, and then let's do some of this writing that's the other direction. I'm going to try to, these are two different colors. I'm going to try to alternate. Put this swift there. Oops. If I can tear it straight. Okay, we'll put this right here. trying to keep it consistent. This is going to end up taking longer than I want it to. Always does, guys. I'm going to put a notch here, but I'm going to go over the whole thing anyway. And I'll notch out what I don't need. Pull that over just a little bit. Oops. Oh. I slid. Don't slide yet. I'm not ready for you to move. Let me glue that again. I was not ready. Just gonna put that all the way there. Like I said, I'm just letting that show because it'll look fine. If you get any glue or anything on here, you can wipe this off with alcohol or something. It'll clean off easy. All right. I might use a bigger piece there. So how about use this piece where the swan writing is. I think I can do it from this side. I don't want to try not to cut that in the wrong spot. Okay. And then this piece will go here, across there. How far down is it? Oh, it's not even that far. I could have used that little piece. Maybe I should save this for here. I could even put one of the pictures there, honestly. I was thinking of doing some decorating there, so I'll have to, do I want a picture there or not? Let's see if there's one that looks particularly nice. The swan fits nice. I might save that piece for there. I'll probably end up covering it up, but because if we decorate it, I'll cover it for sure. I haven't really thought that far ahead as to what I'm going to do. And I was doing more of a collage, so let's see. This one, I could probably trim that after. Yeah, I think I can. I'm just going to get close. Alright, so that's going to go there. Where's my piece for the writing here? I think that's big enough. Although that's going to, actually that'll show a little bit. We'll use the swan one. Go a little bit further down. It's like I could just cover the whole thing, I suppose, but I don't need to. I don't know. I might cover most of it. I'm indecisive. Because it's going to show on that outside, and it's like I could just go ahead and go over to the edge, but I don't want to give it anything more to snag on either. It might be better to go over to the edge. Let me see how deep that is. Just a little bit off of it. Like about there. Alright, let's try that. I'm only inking the outside. Can I make swan show? No. I'm trying to see if I can fit the whole word in. I think I can enough that it'll work. Yeah, that'll work. That should be fine. It'll add a tiny bit of bulk, but I think I'm going to cover that too. Go there. And how far down? Maybe about there. Okay. Make sure I got all my edges good, so I don't have any issues. issues. Okay, I'm not trimming it yet because I want to give it time to dry. All right, and then I need one this direction. I don't think I have a piece cut yet. Oh, I have a little piece. Use that piece. Oh, no, I can't because it's not torn on the right side. It's torn on the other side. Yeah, it's torn on the other side. That's fine. I'll get one. I'm going to get one. I'm just going to take this little piece right here. I have two with this swan picture on it. Okay. Just gonna put this there. I'll go about to here. And that's fine. So, debating if I want to glue. I think I'll glue this. Try not to go too much on the outside. I think that's close. It's going to go a little bit over, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Glue off. Where's my rag? All right, I think I got most of that. Let me just double check it. All right, that's good, that's good. That's looking good. Hopefully y'all are liking it. All right, I need the piece for here. That's this one, right? I think so. Do I want that color? I've also got this piece. No, it's not wide enough. I kind of like the Swift. I don't know if Dawn fell asleep on me. I think she did. I always keep trying to ask her things, but then she's always asleep. She's making me make decisions on my own. All right, I think that'll fit. Yeah, just barely. I'll put the Swift. I decided I liked it better. It's looking great. Okay, thanks, Debbie. I appreciate it. All right, just on the edge of there. We'll see how close I got. Not quite, almost. Keep it folded up. Debating if I just want to try to tear it without, so I can size it. I don't want to risk cutting into a pocket if I don't have to. Stay on the paper. All right, it's looking good. I like it. Okay, and then let's trim it. Let's see, this one's close. Trim it a little bit. All right. My scissors go. Let's see if I can do this. There's that side. Okay. Acetate goes all the way to the edge. I might actually have to use double stick tape instead of glue. If it had only gone right there and not all the way to the edge, I could have used glue, but because it goes all the way to the edge, I think I'm going to have to use double stick tape. Where's that end? I think it ends there. Good. That's cute. I like it. Very nature-like. So what do we want to put on these guys? Now these are going to be left. These will be here. Just a little bit down. And then here. Hopefully I didn't make them too big. I don't think I did, but I might have. It's close. I might have to chop those off just a little bit. They're a tiny bit big. You want to have just a bit of a gap in between. So they're wider than I needed because I made that pretty deep. But that's okay. So I think I'm going to take off a fraction of an inch on those. Just a little bit. Do I want to try to cut them at the same time? Probably. Stick them on my grid, and I think I'm going to lose about maybe 1/8. We'll see how that looks. Where's the top? Does it matter? It should matter. That's the top. This one's backwards. So like cut the right side, or I'll have to close up 2 ends. Yeah, okay. Just going to take off like 1/8 of an inch. I could use scissors, but I think this will be safer. Just make sure if you trim it, you get the right side so that you're not cutting off your closed side. Otherwise, you'll have to glue it back. All right, so that's right. That goes there. Left goes here. That's better. How are my folds? Are they decent? This one's a little off, but I think I can work with it. All right, I think that's good. So what should I cover those two with? I don't know if I want them the same print because I don't think that'll look good. I'm half tempted to just leave them plain and then just put a sticker on them or something. You know, some sort of design. So let me see what else I have over here. Because I don't want to put more of that print because I think it's going to be too much the same, you know. What else do I have? I think we'll figure the decoration out for those later. I'm going to leave them like they are. Okay, so now we have to think about where glue goes. So I did make me a little cheat thing because it is a little bit complicated, but if you just think about it before you glue, you'll be good. Okay, so you obviously have to close up these pockets on the sides. Okay, so we're going to want a notch here. So I'm going to put little marks where I want my notches so I don't forget. Okay, so you can just use a chalk pencil or whatever. So we want a notch here. Okay, we want a notch here somewhere in the center. And this one, you do not want a notch there because there's a lot of pockets going on here. So there's a pocket here, okay? And then there's a pocket here, okay? So that little piece there is closed, but this piece gets notched, okay? So you have to think about where the notches are going. So there's a notch here, okay, just the top layer. And that will be glued. I hope that makes sense. It can be a little bit confusing. So we want a notch here for the top. I'm just marking it so I can hopefully center it. So just the top layer, not the bottom. So get your little thing. I'm hoping it'll cut through this. It's a little damp still. Hopefully it cooperates. Right, good. So we got a notch for that tag. We want a notch there, but just the top layer. So separate it back out. This is why you don't glue it yet, so that you can get just that top layer. Notch there. Okay, fold everything back up so you can see what's going on. And now we want notches on our pockets. Okay, but just the top layer again. So pull that apart. Just the top. There's one. And I'm okay with that peeking out. That's actually looks decent, so I don't care. Sometimes the inside of your envelopes is hideous, or it'll have like the name of the company. Just the top layer here. Okay. Is this making sense to y'all? I hope. All right, so now we've got all of our notches cut. And you need to decide if you want to ink. So we're going to ink. Why not? At least these little notches. So I'm going to ink that. Anything that's on the edge, technically you could ink later. But at least get your notches, because inking those later can be a real challenge. So get your notches inked. The edges I'm not super worried about. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, I missed a notch. Missed that one. Okay, so now I want to glue this pocket closed just on this edge. So a little bit of glue there, if my glue is going to come out, because it's been open for a while. Hold on. Let me get my wipe so I can clean this off. Okay. Put that over there, because sure enough it'll mess me up. Where's my edge? All right, so just this edge. Oops, that was a little more than I wanted. Really didn't want it all the way on that edge. I'll squeeze it toward the outside. Trying to keep as much room in there as I can. Get this on my fingers. Where is my rag? Who knows? I'll grab another one. Okay, let's see. Is this the other one? Is that the one I just did? So this one, same thing, just the outside edge, just a little. Okay, and always push outward, that way you're not pulling the glue further in. Okay, so there's that, and then we're getting there, guys. I might actually get it done. Maybe. So now we've got this pocket. We're going to glue this shut and all of these pieces. So the pockets you can put on last. Don't worry about that. But you got to think about this part, okay? Now, I marked my other one. There it is. Like, where did it go? You just tossed it aside. Let me put these little clips up because I'm sure enough going to lose them. Well, no, I should keep it with it because I'll just keep it with it. These little tiny Tim Holtz clips. All right, so the first time I did it, I cut a notch there. You don't want a notch there because it causes a problem with this pocket. Okay, so glue is going to go here and here to glue this down. Okay, this part isn't the pocket that's on the side. That pocket is in here. Okay, so it's not going to affect that pocket. So, and then on the inside, you're going to glue, okay, so basically all the way up to the window fold thing. So because we have this hidden pocket back here that goes right here, you don't want your glue on your side to come all the way down. So you got to kind of keep that in mind. This side is fine. You can glue all the way down on that side, but not the right or the left. If you're left-handed and you're putting all your pockets on the left, you know, that's fine too. So just below the window, basically like a ½ an inch is where you want that glue to be. So for that pocket, you know, unless you want it to be a really, really narrow pocket, then you can make it less, but so keep that in mind. And then you can just mark it. So think about where that hits, and then just put a little mark where you want that glue to be. So a little bit of glue across there. That's going to close off that back pocket. Okay. I know this is so confusing. No glue here because we don't want to close the side load. Okay. We want glue here, and we want glue here all the way down to this fold. Okay, I hope this makes sense. It's a lot. I know it's a lot, guys, but try to. Oh, I got to acetate that. Shoot, hold on. I'm gonna glue everything, but this is causing me issues because I can't put glue. I don't want to have to use double stick tape everywhere because it's going to make it smaller everywhere. So I'm going to use the double stick tape just to where the acetate ends. So basically on this section. Everywhere else will get glue. So I'm just marking this so I know where to stop on the glue. So I put my double stick tape here. Luckily I have some very thin double stick tape if I can find it. My pile of rubbish here. There it is. All right. Narrow, not thin. Narrow. Narrow is the proper word. So, find the edge. Oh, there it is. All right, so this, it'll stick. I know for sure. So we're just going to put this on instead. I don't know, I might go all the way. So I have to think about, it ends there, so I definitely don't want to go past that glue mark because that's where that pocket is. So I really only have to worry about this acetate area. I'm trying not to get on the edge because it'll be sticky. I didn't quite go out to the top, but that's okay. I'll add a little piece. Totally came off of my finger. What? Sorry. Trying to get it on there. Okay. I have this sticky stuff everywhere. All right, let's try to do a better job on the other side. Getting the right size is kind of important. Let's see if I can match this. There. I can't do that direction. So all the way to the top, ideally. Trying to be very careful and not go outside if possible. Anytime I've done that in the past, it's just been a pain to get the glue off the edge. So try to stay on the inside. All right, so that's going to be that section. And then we're going to go back to glue because I don't want to use that tape everywhere. So we're going to go back to glue here. This is the side that we can put glue on all the way to the fold. Okay, and then the glue across, let me turn this. I was using that piece instead. I don't guess it matters. Hold on. Let me see what I'm doing here. I'm putting it on the wrong side because my pocket's on the other side. I still ended up putting glue there because I turned it around and I didn't remember I turned it around. Let me get the glue off. No glue there. No, no, no. Helps if you turn this the right way. There. Now I'm the right way. Okay. No glue anywhere that notches, anywhere there. I didn't really need it there because I'm going to put it on this end. Okay. So just right here past that, we're going to go, I'm just going to go up here because I don't think I want to go down there. I hope I get this right, guys. It's a little complicated with the glue. I don't need the glue there. Oh my God. It's not going to be a huge issue, but it's going to mess with my double stick tape because I have to think two-sided. Okay, glue all the way down. Yes, yes, just to the fold. And then where that pocket stops, I wanted glue across there to close off that pocket. I hope I'm getting it in the right spot. I think. I think. I don't need that there. All right, I'm gonna peel off this double stick tape. I'm off camera probably because I can't. I'm gonna stick this to everything. Where's my pointy tool? I've lost it. Here's a pointy tool that might work. All right, let go of my finger. All right, let's see if we can do this right. I hope. Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure that I've still got my pocket that I wanted. I do. Okay. It's a little sticky though because I put glue there the first time. And I do want it to close up to that point. So I'm going to try to feed this in here. Just up to that point. And hope it'll hold. I think I got it in the right spot across there. So I'm hoping that pocket works. We'll see. It may or may not. I think the last pocket, the 7th pocket, is a little bit of a challenge. If you're doing this project, guys, you don't have to do that last pocket. It's totally optional. Just trying to see if I can see if it's not glued. Not with that, I can't. All right, I gotta have something small. Dragonfly? No, you're too big. Here. All right, I'm gonna see if I can still get it open. It just has to be a little pocket right there. All right, it feels right. It's slightly smaller than this pocket, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Okay. It's like a little hidden pocket is the idea. And then you also got this pocket in the front. Okay. So you've got a pocket there. That's one pocket. You get a hidden pocket back here. That's 2 pockets. You get a pocket here, that's 3. One here, that's 4. And 5, 6. Where's 7? I have no idea. I only count 6. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to glue this down just on, actually this one goes on all sides because it's a top loading. Okay, so this side, both sides, I mean, not all, not the top. This is a top loading. I should be doing it on this instead of that because then I know where to stop. Okay. This one glues down because this is the top pocket. As long as you don't get your sides glued, that's the tricky part, isn't it? All right, so there's the one there. And then the very, very back. It's hard to find. That hidden pocket is definitely hard to find. It's well hidden. It's definitely well hidden back there. But it is there. All right, so this one. That's good. I didn't put a notch here because it would interfere with that pocket. Okay. You would see whatever you were putting in there. I don't know where the 7th is. I'm kind of at a loss on that one. Is this right or left? What's left? So this is going to go there. This is going to go there. We're running out of time. Either I'm miscounting or something. I don't know. All right, so we're going to glue these in place. Like I said, just a little teeny bit apart. I'm going to glue this one first and hope I can get it to stay. Okay. I'm just going to oh, I should have glued that shut there. I'll do it in a second. So make sure that it's lined up. It's pretty straight. Okay. But because we get that little lip there, go ahead and glue that shut because you don't need it for anything. Okay. So there's that one. And then this one goes just above it, like so. Same way. Glue that piece. Double check it real quick. Looks good. And then we'll just glue that little part. Okay. And then the 7th pocket is the belly band. That's what it is. That's what they're counting. They're counting the belly band. I get it. Okay. I'm like, where's 7 pockets? I don't get it. I don't see 7. I have no idea. All right, let me stick this sample one back together because next time I try to do this, I will have forgotten how. Because that's what always happens. And my instructions, where did they go? They're buried. There. All right. All this goes back together. And we have a flippy floppy pocket thingy. Okay, so that's like that. That's like that. This has a spot for a tag. And we got to make tags. So tags might have to come another day. I'll make this one for the inside. I don't think I'm going to get to all the rest of them though. It's going to be too much for one live. So we can go ahead and ink up the edges of this now. Anywhere that you didn't get ink that you want ink. Cool though. I think it's cool. I have to decide what I want to put on the fronts of those. I may have lots of things, but I kind of like to stick with birds, seeing as how we've been doing birds. So I'll find some bird stickers or something. But let's make a tag. So this is probably about 2 inches is what I'm guessing. But I'm going to grab me a piece that's 2 inches and see. if that feels about right. Let's see, what can I grab? I'm trying to find a scrap piece of paper. You know what, I'll just use this. This will work. Is this 2 inches right now? Because I feel like that's probably, by the time you get the glue, actually we're going to have to go bigger than 2 inches because that window is bigger than I remembered. 2.5, 2 3/8 at least. This isn't going to be wide enough. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit wider than that. So it's probably going to be exactly that, which is fine. I think I can cut this off of here. All right. Man, that's light. I can't see it. It's very light. I'll probably make this a little bit shorter because there's not a lot of room in there, depth-wise. I think for width, I'm going to need at least this wide. So let's see how that looks. So I'm going to put a backer on it, but I want to get the size right first. Yeah, I can go just a little wider with the backer. Not much room, a little bit of play in there. And then depth, I think, is right about there, which is perfect. It ends right where that branch is. So that is okay. I'll lose that top leaf, but that's fine because I'm still getting his little tail in there, and that's fine. So, why is it so crooked? I have no idea. I don't know if it's my cutting or if it's it might be the glue at the bottom. I'll try to make it straight nonetheless. All right, so what can I back this on? So I'm going to lose just a little bit. We want room to put a topper. So I think I'll only go maybe there. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll come back and we'll do tags for these little pieces and decorate these in the next live, but I've got a few more minutes to do this one tag. So if I go over 2 hours, I'll never be able to download it. It's never going to happen. Let's see. Backer paper. Something that will look good with that. Maybe haberdashery. What do we got in haberdashery? Let's see. It's not going to show much on the front, but the back will show, so I'll probably just put the plain on the front. Let's see. What can we use? Just something with some pretty writing or something. Maybe this. Probably have a small piece of this somewhere. Oh, maybe that one. I don't know. I'm trying to, I bet I have a small piece somewhere. Oh, I like the flowers too. There's a bunch of birds. Sorry, I hope that's not making you dizzy. Alright, I'm going to do this little bird. Where'd that bird go? I saw him. Let me see if I can find him again. Oh, there he is. Okay. The haberdashery is that craft paper. It's nice and thick. Plus the colors will match good. So I'm just going to use him. We're going to put this on here, and I'll turn it around, but I'm just going to mark it off. That'll be pretty. Where'd my chalk pencil go? So here, here. I might go a little bit wider. Maybe like an 1/8 of an inch wider. All right, let's see. What's the best way to cut that? I think I'll cut this way so I don't lose all of it. Go this way. I'm going to go a fraction wider. Not much, just a little. Because I want it to show on, I just want the craft paper to show a little bit. And that, we'll put that on the back. So that should be cool on the back. So we'll go about 1/8, not even an 1/8, almost an 1/8. I don't have a lot of room because of, glue and all that, so we don't want to go too far. That looks so wide. Surely it doesn't have that much space. I really don't know. We're going to find out. Let's see if it'll still go in there. I need to trim this bottom. It's got some white showing. I said I was going to cut that off, didn't I? I can do that with scissors, it's fine. I never put my glue lid on again. I'm going to be so sad. It's tight. Okay, just a little bit. Tiny bit thinner. So I think I'll make this a little, no, because it's just barely covered, right? Yeah, I can't make that thinner, so I'll have to make this just a teeny bit. I don't know if I want to try to risk that on my thing, so I'm just going to use my utility knife. Doesn't need much, just a little bit, so it'll go in there smoothly. And then, let me see, I think I had cut. It's for the length. Oh yeah, it's going to have to be even lower than that. Okay, so first we're going to trim that. I think about here. I don't know what that top mark is because it doesn't even make sense. I'm going to try that. Let me look again. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but I don't know. I'm making it harder. All right, that seems better. Okay. And then this we'll just trim off. Maybe just. And I want room for a pull, so I don't want to go too far. Maybe there. I think that'll leave me room for a pull. I hope. Okay. Let's ink this and glue it on. Wonder if I should round it. I should. It'll look much better if I round it. I could make it tag shape, but I think I'll just round it. Where's my rounder? There you are. And then we'll have to figure out a pull for it of some sort. Whew. Tired. Okay. Alright, let's get this inked. Where did my ink go? There it is. I think this is turning out pretty. Got a little bit done. But I knew this one was going to take a while. Just a lot, especially since I covered the paper. The other girls that did it, Sevenplaza might have, she might have covered the paper, but I know that, gosh, I don't even know her name. Camelia Crafts Designs, which is it might be Rebecca. I feel like it's something with an R. I'm not 100% sure. She didn't cover her. She just used a plain craft envelope that was not like junk mail one. Try to get the glue in the right spot. See if I can even this up. Hopefully I can get it on here the first time right. Not mess it up. Lovely. And then we get the little birdie. I almost had a heart attack because I did not check to see if that bird was upside down or not. Luckily it's not, but I totally didn't check it. Wow. That could have been bad. Oops. Someone's watching out for me. Because I'm not doing a good job of it. I turned that around and I was like, oh, I didn't check. Oh my goodness. All right. I want it to stick out a little bit, but not too much. All right, I think that'll be good. It's sticking out just enough that I can get a pull tag on there. And we'll figure out something for the rest of the pockets later. All right, what can I put for a pull tab? I thought about just doing one of these little fakey type, you know, they're not well tells, but I could just do that. I already have one made, so. Yeah, and maybe I'll add I might add something there. I could add a brad or something, or a rivet. I don't know. Maybe a brad. I think I'll do that. All right. I'll decide if I'm going to add anything to this later. For right now, I'm just going to get it on there. So I don't have one of those little well tell things. I just make these with the circle punch. Let's see if I can try to get it in the center. Let's see. Does that look centered? Kind of, sort of. Maybe. Kind of, sort of. Close. All right, that'll work. At least gives something to hold on to. So, it's a tight fit. It's a little bit snug. It's not that it doesn't have room. I think it's just snug. But it looks good. Okay. That's as far as we're getting today. This little piece is bugging me. I don't know what it's doing. I have a feeling it had a layer or something weird. Let me see if I can figure it out. This is that pocket. Yeah, it's just got a weird layer of the envelope there that I didn't get down. That's what it is. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I didn't get that piece glued. There must have been a layer on the envelope that I didn't catch. Sometimes that happens when you're dealing with these envelopes. Oh, I don't want to glue that back pocket. I'm trying to be careful. Hold on. Grab something. That's a pocket. I don't want to glue that, but I do want to glue the layer on top. It wasn't sticking for some reason. There we go. Now it's better. Okay. And the side pocket is glued only on that middle layer. It's really confusing. It really is. It's a little bit confusing. So there's pocket there. Figuring out where it hits. Oh my goodness, get in there. I don't want to glue the wrong parts. There's just a little edge, I think, that attaches there because it's got so many side pockets. So there's one. And there's that very back piece that's hard to find. Right there. That's narrower. It's definitely narrower. It probably needs to be about that small. So about an inch. And this one's fatter. This one's like a good, I don't know, almost 2 inches. So hopefully we'll figure that out. And then you got your 2 pockets here. So does that make sense? Is that 7? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the belly band, I guess, is the 7th. That must be where they're getting the 7. That's my guess, because I don't see another pocket unless I'm missing something. I don't see another one. All right, we are going to call it quits because it's 11 o'clock and I can't go longer than this. So we will do something else with this, just a little more decorating on it when we come back on Wednesday. Probably Wednesday, because I don't think I'm going to do this on Stencil Sunday, but I will probably do something in the journal on Stencil Sunday, which is my Sunday at 4 o'clock live for anyone who's new. I'm totally sticking my double stick tape to everything. Okay. So I will see you guys on Sunday for Stencil Sunday, and then we'll do some more work. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Excuse my mess. I know it's messy today. I was going to throw the other pieces up here, but I don't even know where they are. They are somewhere. We're just going to put this one here. All right. It's there. All right. Y'all take care. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Night, everybody.